Why do Virgo risings get so critical when they're hangry? What's a pro-life tip on how to aggravate a Virgo rising? How does the relationship with the parents usually play out for a Virgo rising? Stay tuned as we answer these questions and more in today's video. Of the zodiac, how are y'all doing? Today we are going to go on a journey together to unpack what it means to have a Virgo ascendant. But before we deep dive into what it's like to have your ascendant in the sign of Virgo, let's look at what the ascendant represents in astrology. The ascendant in astrology is the same as your rising sign. It is the constellation that was rising in the eastern horizon at the exact moment of your birth. Now, in order to find your ascendant, you will need to know what time you were born. The rising sign can give you all kinds of information about yourself. It sets up the angles in the chart, and it also sets up the houses for you. The ascendant is the lens in which you perceive the world and how the world perceives you. Now, I am not going to go over in great detail what the ascendant is in this video. If you're a curious little critter like myself, then you can watch my video called The True Meaning of the Ascendant. But for now, I am going to focus on what it means to have a Virgo rising. These natives as children had a pretty interesting upbringing. They typically come from a family that was religious in some way. Whether they went to church every Sunday if they were Christian, or the synagogue every Friday night or Saturday morning if they were Jewish. It can even manifest as a family that doesn't go to a worship center, but maybe has religious memorabilia all around their home. You know, they may not go, but they were raised a certain way and the family still carries on those traditions. And it's possible that this native's family changes their view on religion throughout the native's life. I mean, it can depend on other placements in the chart. Or maybe the family can be philosophical in some way or use non-traditional healing techniques or medicine. It can manifest in the parents of the Virgo rising to be really encouraging and supporting in their child's education. Sometimes the parents can't be directly involved with everything regarding the child when they're growing up, because maybe the parent has been off working somewhere or traveling, which is another trait common of those with Virgo rising. They often had a childhood full of travel, whether this was a good thing or a bad thing. So for instance, maybe the child was a part of a military family and constantly moved around as a child, or the parents of the Virgo rising could travel often for work and include the child, or maybe one of the parents was born abroad and takes the child back to their home country. You know, there's just a lot of movement usually going on in a Virgo rising's childhood. And it could manifest that the child got to take lots of trips and vacations. It's possible to travel out of the country when you're a child if you have a Virgo rising. So a Virgo rising's childhood could be a fun thing if they like travel, or a miserable thing. It depends on how they view it. But one thing is for sure, they more than likely were exposed to some higher wisdom or higher truth or religion through their family. And they more than likely traveled around as a child, whether they enjoyed it or not. These natives don't always stay in the same religion or viewpoint that their family had when they grew up. It's very possible for them to experiment with their beliefs or change their beliefs over time, or even marry into a family with a different religion or different traditions than what they're accustomed to. but most of the time, they have people in their family that will always support them. Now with this placement, it's possible to have an either or type of relationship with your siblings. And what I mean by that is you either have a deep and loving connection to your siblings, or you have absolute hate for them. And this may transform over a lifetime as well for my Virgo risings. You may not get along with your siblings when you're younger, but end up having a deep bond with them later in life. And if you have siblings with this placement, they somehow transform you. And this can manifest in a million different ways. Now, let me tell you something. These people are some hard workers. And everyone always talks about how organized Virgo risings are. And all the ones I've met, they are organized. I don't even know how to explain it, okay? They have all the containers to store everything, and everything is stored and organized. But I have found that some Virgo risings, they have a lot of containers. Not in all cases, but I've seen some Virgo risings bedrooms where stuff is literally everywhere, but it's all organized. And everything has a place and a section in their room. They usually do keep things together in an organized manner. I mean, actually, if you want to know the truth, I was impressed by how much the person I know with a Virgo rising was able to keep. And she knew where everything was. They can have the car organizers or the trash bins in their car. I mean, everything they have has a place. And they are not afraid to work and to get what they want. You know, one of the most ironic thing about Virgo risings is, you know, Virgo is a very service-oriented sign. So Virgo risings mostly are always ready to help.
Unless y'all are hangry.
You guys are always ready to help, but usually find it hard to ask for help. If you have this placement, you may have grown up to become independent, and actually may have been quite independent at a young age. So you may have actually had a job and made money before the legal age to work. Or you worked as soon as you were able to start working. And Virgo risings are usually the ones that do work hard at their jobs. They usually don't call in, and they will stay late, and they can come in on work shifts that aren't theirs. And the one thing that can greatly annoy a Virgo rising is if you are not pulling your weight in a job. The Virgo rising can be quite critical of coworkers, whether they ever say it or not. In their mind, they can be thinking,
why can that person never get their crap together?
And it can irritate them if they see a boss or a manager continue to make the same mistake over and over. It just aggravates their little souls. Like, let's say you work at a store and your coworker habitually calls in and eventually gets fired, but 2 months later reapplies and the manager hires them. The amount of times a Virgo rising literally facepalms themselves when they watch others make god-awful decisions, because they know the same thing is going to happen, the same result. Early in life, they can be focused on the daily grind. They have a tough time deciding what they want to do with their life. These people are extremely creative, but it's almost like they don't open up their creative full potential until later in life. There is sometimes also a delay with having children with this placement. Children can cause stress to them or feel restricting to them. And Virgo risings can overthink a lot of things, but it's only because they are such kind, sensitive souls. Even though they may not outwardly show it, they can be on the more reserved side if they don't know you. And they can be better at communicating their emotions through writing and art versus through speaking. Actually, Virgo risings, I think I have something that y'all would just love. Hey y'all, I just wanted to break in and announce that I recently got to 300 subscribers and I am absolutely ecstatic. So to celebrate, I am going to be doing a giveaway where I give one lucky subscriber or someone that comments on any of my videos from here until November 30th, 2024. You enter in for a chance to win the Spirit Junkie 52 card deck of affirmations. Now this one is my own personal deck that I have, but I absolutely love it. So I wanted to go and get another deck and share it with one of my subscribers or people that comment on my video. So just look at all of these beautiful colors and stunning artwork on all of these cards. I mean, they're all so pretty. I don't even know which one to pick a favorite. And I love colors. Like, I'm a Lily Pulitzer kind of girl and I love colors. I really like all of the artwork in here. And there's also great messages. Like, it's not just the artwork. Let's draw one. Let's see what special message we'll have from Spirit today. I just like getting the different affirmations. The one that I picked. Send a prayer. I send a prayer of love to all beings in need of a miracle. All right, so someone needed to hear that today. So today I send a prayer of love to all beings in need of a miracle. How beautiful. So if you would like, just leave a comment on any video. I will put your name in a jar, and at the end of the month of November, I will select someone and I will get this beautiful deck to you free of charge. You just have to be a part of my gang. Those just darling. Another beautiful thing is how someone with a Virgo rising can have a best friend type of relationship with one of their parents. Now, typically you see it with the mother, but it doesn't always have to be. If you have a Virgo rising, you may find that you are close to the ones in your family that have a Scorpio rising, or you make friends with those that have Cancer placements. Friends will be important to you, Virgo risings. They can have some of the closest relationships and deepest connections with their friends, and they can make a lot of memories with them. Anyways, if you have a Virgo rising, please tell me how this has manifested for you in your life. Did you travel a lot as a child? Where all have you gotten to go? I love learning from actual people that have the placements. I put out astrology videos every week, and right now we are doing a series of ascendants through the signs. But if you are interested in why your soul came here to transform, then I invite you to watch my series on Pluto through the houses. I will leave a link in the description below. Also, like I said earlier in my video, I have 300 subscribers, so I am not monetized. But if you would like to support me and the channel, then I encourage you to visit my Etsy shop. There is even a special Virgo box complete with one of these neat little pens that you can change the color of ink so that you can color code your to-do list. You know, I thought these pens were the neatest things growing up. My mom's was blue and white, and then it only had 4 colors here, so she didn't have all of these. She actually used hers for all of her Avon orders. Because I can still smell that carbon copy paper in those order books. Oh my gosh. Well, thanks for the trip down memory lane. But there's a meal planner, a pen to color code things, and lots of other goodies as well. And there's also other boxes available. So thank you, my little Virgos, for supporting me and my channel, and I look forward to seeing y'all in my next video. Mwah!